ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगनो रघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादं सगनो ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी वैष्णवदेशतारिणे। पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारवक्तख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। आजनुलम्बितभुजगनगावदात संकीर्तनैककपितरकमलायताक्ष विश्वम्भरद्विजवरजुगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरकरुणावतारो। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायश भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। साक्षादरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रैरुक्तस्तथा भाव्यते वसद्भिः किन्तु प्रवर्जमेव तस्य श्रीचरणारविन्दम्।
Hare Krishna.
Today we are continuing from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, text number 1, and the title of the chapter is Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. So, please try to follow the shloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Atha te samprabhakshyami tattvam lakshanam prithak yad viditva vimuchyata purusha prakriti gunaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Atate samprabhakshyami tattvam lakshanam prithak jad viditva vimuchyata purusha prakritir gunaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. अथ ते संप्रवक्ष्यामि viditva vimuchyeta purusha prakrite gunaha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha athate sampravakshyami tattvanam lakshanam pritha yad viditva vimuchyeta purusha prakrite gunaha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Athate Sampravakshyami Tattvanam Lakshanam Prithak Yad Viditva Vimuchyeta Purushah Prakrite Gune
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Athate Sampravakshami Tattvanam Lakshanam Pritha Yad Viditva Vimuchyeta Purusha Prakrite Guna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Athate Sampravakshami Tattvanam Lakshanam Pritha Yad Viditva Vimuchyeta Purusha Prakrite Guna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Athate Sampravakshami Tattvanam Lakshanam Pritha Yad Viditva Vimuchyeta Purusha Prakrite Guna.
Please repeat word to word meaning. Shri Bhagavan Vacha the Supreme Personality of Godhead said.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Atha now te to you sampravaksyami I shall describe tattvanam of the categories of the absolute truth. Lakshanam the distinctive feature. Prithak one by one. Yat which vidutva knowing vimuchyeta one can be released. Purushaha any person. Prakritehi of the material nature. Gunaiha from the moods. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Avai Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
The personality of Godhead, Kapila, continued. My dear mother, now I shall describe unto you the different categories of the absolute truth, knowing which any person can be released from the influence of modes of material nature. So please repeat translation. The personality of Godhead, Kapila, continued. My dear mother, now I shall describe unto you the different categories of the absolute truth, knowing which any person can be released from the influence of modes of material nature. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, only through devotional service. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. As stated in Bhagavatam, The object of devotional service is Mam, Krishna. And as explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, to understand Krishna means to understand Krishna in his personal form with his internal energy, his external energy, his expansion and his incarnation. There are many diverse departments of knowledge in understanding Krishna. Sankhya philosophy is especially meant for persons who are conditioned by this material world. It is generally understood by the parampara system or by disciplic succession to be the science of devotional service. Preliminary studies of devotional service have already been explained. Now, the analytical study of devotional service will be explained by the Lord, who says that by such an analytical study, one becomes freed from the modes of material nature. The same assertion is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tato mam tattvato gyatva. By understanding the Lord according to various categories, one can become eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. This is also explained here. By understanding science of devotional service in Sankhya philosophy, one can become free from the modes of material nature. The eternal self, after becoming free from the spell of material nature, become eligible to enter into kingdom of God. As long as one has even a slight desire to enjoy or lord over the material nature, there is no chance of his being freed from the influence of nature's material mood. Therefore, one has to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead analytically, as explained in Sankhya system of philosophy by Lord Kapil Dev. So, today we are beginning a new chapter, which is explain details about the nature, material nature. This is the external energy of the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada, he explained very elaborately why it is important to know about the material nature. So we can understand what is the reality, and actually we can develop detachment from this material world. An ultimate goal is why you practice detachment, to attach toward to Krishna's lotus feet. That's the goal of detachment. So, Mayavadi philosophy, they say, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. So, the absolute truth is Brahma, and Jagat is an illusion. So, they practice detachment, but for what? For nothing. So, there is Acharyas, they give example. They give example in Kotakas, there is so many philosophy they give. So Acharyas, they give example. A pot cannot be empty. So if there is nothing, there will be air. So pot cannot be empty. So same jiva cannot be just detached. There has to be something, object to attach. Otherwise jiva cannot detach the material things. So that's why, to understand this material nature, it's very important, which will help us to develop our Krishna consciousness, and which will push toward to Krishna more and more. We will understand analytically where Srila Kapil Dev explained here. So in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada said that this is very important. In the, some people may question, because in this shloka it says, if somebody analytically understand the material nature, that person will go back to Godhead, isn't it? Then what is the point of practicing devotional service? Isn't it contradictory? That's why Srila Prabhupada, first thing what he did, that he stated in Bhagavad Gita, one can understand Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, only through devotional service. So first he cut that, that misunderstanding. So that's a viewpoint of a pure devotee. That's the difference between a Mayavadi and a devotee's explanation. That's why Mahaprabhu stated when he was in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, he said, Mayavadi bhashya sunle hoy sarvanash. If you hear the explanation of Mayavadis, then what will happen? Your devotion will be destroyed. Why? Let's say, suppose example in this verse. If they will explain, what they will explain, if you understand material nature, you will be free from everything and you will go back to home, back to Godhead. So you don't need devotional service. So that's why, pure devotee's explanation is very important, very, very important. Srila Narottam Das Thakur explained in his Brahma Bhakti Chandrika, it's a very strong statement. Karma kanda, jnana kanda, sakali vishar bhanda, amrita boliya jiva khai, goro lopagare, nana jani sada fire, avasheshe adhopate jai. These all the things, karma kanda, jnana kanda, the knowledge section, everything, they are just distracting people. If they don't understand properly, it may destroy their devotion. And also, Jagadananda Pandit, he stated in Prema Vivarta, there's a small book, very nice book, he said, Bhakti bina kano sadhan ditenare phal, sab phal dahe bhakti shatantra prabal. Without devotional service, nothing can give, nothing can be fruited. Nothing. Even, karma yoga, jnana yoga, whatever you perform, it's impossible. That's why, here even, before explain all this material nature and everything, Lord Kapila explained the bhakti. Without bhakti, jnana and vairagya, they are useless. There is so many examples in the Shastra, unlimited. Let's start from Brahma. He created all the Vedas and everything. Even though he had full knowledge, but still he bewildered when he saw Krishna in Vrindavan. So what is the point of that kind of knowledge if somebody cannot recognize Krishna? Isn't it? So, I heard from a commentary Madhavacharya given on Mahabharata. He explained that Duryodhana, we say Duryodhana is demon, isn't it? Is not good person. Actually, political viewpoint, he was a perfect king. He was very good. He, in the negotiation and all these things, he was good. Better than any other king. But still he considered as a demon because he didn't recognize Krishna. That's the only reason. Not only him, Jarasandha. He used to follow every Vedic principle. He used to give everyday charity to Brahman. He used to worship Lord Vishnu. But he didn't understand Krishna. That's why Shastra considered him Asura, demon. So, the goal of detachment and knowledge is to understand Krishna. If this one cannot help us to understand Krishna, so that means that useless. Doesn't matter what we practice. That's all the Vedanta Sutra and all the Shastra, it's support. One point, there is so many examples in the Shastra. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada explained how, in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it is confirmed. One point, all of us we know, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he went to Puri. And in Puri that time, there was most famous Vedanta teacher, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was such a scholar person, he knows all the philosophy. It's like, all the, Shruti, Smriti, Puran, everything. And there was no one was there at that time to argue with him about anything. So when he found Mahaprabhu in Puri temple, he unconscious, Mahaprabhu was unconscious, and everybody respect Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He saw one young sannyasi just fainted. And then when he saw Mahaprabhu, naturally he was attracted. And he was thinking, oh my God, look at this person. He's such a, so beautiful and effulgence is there. He must be a very pious soul. Then he told some Pandit, can you, carry him to my house? And later on I'll find out what's the matter. So anyway, later on when he brought him Mahaprabhu to his house, and then other devotees, actually Mahaprabhu came, he had a little bit sweet argument with Nityananda Prabhu, because Nityananda Prabhu broke his danda, sannyas danda, because Mahaprabhu took sannyas and Nityananda Prabhu said, why you so much pretending? Eh? Why you need danda? For jivas it's fine, but why you are pretending so much? And then he broke the danda, throw it to river. And then Mahaprabhu was very upset. He said, I am now sannyasi. How come you broke my danda? I am not going to go with you guys, I will go first. Actually, Mahaprabhu's desire was to deliver Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So, the Gopinath-Acharya, he was the, what is it called? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's sister's husband. Brother-in-law. He was Mahaprabhu's very close associate. So, and then he was looking everywhere, where is Mahaprabhu? And then Pandas told him, he went to, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took him. And then everyone went, and then he explained, look, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you are very fortunate. So you continue to serve him. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, how come you say he is Supreme Personality of Godhead? I studied all the Shastras, there is no avatar in Kali Yuga. So this is not possible. I cannot accept it. So even though Gopinath-Acharya was trying to explain him so much, living according to Vedic instruction, as a person should live, as an Acharya should live. So still why he couldn't recognize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because he had no devotion. That's the only reason. He couldn't understand. So anyway, and then later on, when Mahaprabhu, wake up by kirtan of the devotees, and then his, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, I'm so happy to see you. I'm really like you. I like, you are a young sannyasi, and I can see there is a lot of danger. If you want to continue with your sannyas life, you must hear Vedanta Sutra. Otherwise, he may, fell down. So you stay here. I will, teach you all the Vedanta Sutras. I'll teach you all this philosophy. And Mahaprabhu said, no problem. And then Gopinath-Acharya was so angry. He said, you fool, what are you trying to do? Do you know? And they said, no, I'm trying to do something good for him. I really liked. He's a young sannyasi, and I know his grandfather Nilambar Chakravarti and his father Jagannath Mishra. I know all of them. And then Mahaprabhu, he told to Gopinath-Acharya, don't tell anything, because he loved me as a guardian, so I like it. So you keep quiet and go, I'll take care. So this is, that's called Bhaktivedanta. Supreme Krishna have this quality you cannot find in any other avatar. So whoever attached to him, knowingly or unknowingly, Krishna always recognized that. So that's why, Srila Prabhupada used to say, doesn't matter whether you understand Krishna or not, come and serve him. He will give you proper knowledge and to understand. Actually, we have no such quality to understand Krishna. We cannot. It is very clearly explained in Nectar of Devotion. We cannot understand Krishna by our austerity or devotional service or anything. It is impossible. Unless otherwise by Krishna's mercy. So we are nothing without his mercy. So, then anyway, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam explained 7 days Vedanta Sutra. And then 8th day he asked, oh, you just kept quiet, you didn't, ask anything. Do you understand Vedanta Sutra? And then Mahaprabhu said, look, I'm foolish, I'm an uneducated person, I don't understand your explanation. But I can understand all the sutra you say, but I cannot understand your explanation. And then Mahaprabhu start explaining things, Oh, here is, you are explaining, you diversing the philosophy. So it shouldn't be. It should be like this. This should be like that. So he explained approximately 3 hours and he picked all his mistakes. And Śrīmad Bhāgavatam was like, he's stunned. Is it anyone is there to to rectify my explanation? Is it, I didn't knew anyone exists. And then Mahaprabhu said, look, not only that, and he explained Atmarama Shlokas, and then Mahaprabhu asked, okay, you explain first. So Śrīmad Bhāgavatam did 9 types of explanation. According to Shastra, no no mental speculation. And then Mahaprabhu said, oh, you're all of this, and okay, but there is more things. So he explained 18 times without touching Śrīmad Bhāgavatam's explanation. Then he understood actually it is not possible by a human being, because I studied every philosophy. It cannot be possible. Any human can do this. And then what Mahaprabhu hugged him, actually by touching Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got the mercy. And then his heart melted and he surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the point is, even if we have knowledge, we'll keep arguing this, that, unless otherwise we develop Krishna consciousness. We develop devotional service, we develop love for Krishna, we cannot understand him. It's impossible. There is more example even. Keshav Bharati. All of us know he was such a powerful philosopher. Mother Saraswati give a benediction. Whatever you will say, wherever you will argue, you will be winning. Okay? This is my blessings. So what he start? He start a procession. He goes everywhere and call people for argument. If they lose, okay, give a certificate that I am defeated by such person. So certificate he put in front of his procession, and in the procession there is elephant, horse, and people, and he goes by palanquin. Okay, very aristocratic things. So finally he heard that Navadvip was very famous and there is a lot of pandit, so I have to defeat Navadvip. He was from, Keshav Kashmiri, not Keshav Bharati. He was a Mahaprabhu's spiritual master. So he came to Navadvip, and when people heard in Navadvip that Keshav Kashmiri is coming, so they're thinking, oh my God, I have to be defeated. Definitely he will defeat us. So it is a very shameful. If people will hear, oh, such and such person is defeated by Keshav Kashmiri, so it's very shameful. What they did, someone said, I have to go to my father-in-law's house. Someone said, I have to go somewhere else. And everyone left, almost. So Keshav Kashmiri came and he found none to argue. And then he heard there is Nimai Pandit. That time Mahaprabhu was young, before his sannyas. He just finished his study. So he was teaching some grammar to the student in a bank of Ganga. And then Keshav Kashmiri came there. And then he says, I just want to do discussion about the Shastra with you. I heard you are a big Pandit. And Mahaprabhu said, no, I'm a foolish man. I'm a foolish person. But how come you will discuss with me? It doesn't look good. So what is it? I think it will be better you explain something. I'll just hear. Because I can't argue with you anyway. You are a big Pandit. And then Keshav Kashmiri was very happy, Oh, yes. And then he said, tell me what shall I do? And then Mahaprabhu said, all right, we are sitting bank of Ganga. So glorify some Mother Ganga. So let's do some glorification. And then he started glorifying. You know how many hours he glorified? 3 hours non-stop. 1 prahar. It's mentioned in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. 1 prahar means 3 hours constantly without stopping. He glorified Mother Ganga. And then after 3 hours he stopped. And then all the students were like, oh my God, such a powerful knowledge. And then Mahaprabhu said, did you finish? He said, yes. And then Mahaprabhu started picking forth. Every line he said, every single line. Even he, made, he find out his mistake. Oh, here is mistake, there is mistake. And most powerful mistake was Bhavanir Bharta. That's the word, was the verse. It's like, Bhavani means Mother Parvati. Bharta means her husband. Bhava means Lord Shiva. That's why she called as a Bhavani. And Bhavanir Bharta means indicate Mother Parvati has another husband. It's very offensive. So, and then Mahaprabhu, he was shocked. He's thinking, Saraswati, Mother Saraswati give me benediction. I will win everyone. How come I'll be defeated by this young boy? A young man. And then he was very upset. He was very sad. And then Mahaprabhu said, don't worry. I think you are tired today. Go home, take rest, come back tomorrow. We'll continue. So he has no choice. He left. And then in his dream, Mother Saraswati came and said, oh, foolish. Do you know who is arguing? Who was he? You were trying to argue with him? He is, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am servant of him. If I get some service, I'll be very fortunate. And you were trying to argue with him? And then she said, listen, this is very important. I have given benediction to you, all the knowledge. That result is not that you will argue everywhere and you will defeat everyone. No. Actually, the result is you have darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the original fruit of your all knowledge. But you didn't recognize him. Go early morning and surrender to his lotus feet. That's your goal of your life. That is the goal of your all kind of knowledge. And then he wakes up early morning and he goes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then, he paid Dandavat obeisances and he said, oh, my Lord, from now onward I am yours. Please give me instruction, what shall I do? And then Mahaprabhu said, oh, don't worry, don't argue with all these things, Practice Krishna consciousness and give up all of your so-called, show off. Don't give anything. So then he gave everything, charity to Brahmana, and with 1 clock, he started practicing Krishna consciousness. So the point is, even though we have unlimited knowledge, we can be very expert in Shastra, but without devotion, Krishna is never ever will be pleased, or we cannot understand Krishna. So that's the point. That's Srila Prabhupada, he wanted to establish in every shloka, in every shastra, every class, whatever he given to us. So thank you so much. I would like to stop here. If anyone have any comments or questions, please. If no question and comments, we would like to stop here. Thank you. Granthra Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagadguru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.